What is up, guys? It is Tony here, and today we're taking a quick little look at Runescape 3, and more specifically Runescape 3 on Nvidia Surround, or AMD Crossfire. So basically I'm running it on 3 monitors here, and you can see I zoomed in a little bit. Hopefully the quality looks relatively good. I tried to mess around with my settings on my camera a bit to get the best exposure, and to be honest, it's a little bit difficult recording a screen without using ScreenFlow, but of course if I recorded 3 monitors, it would look very terrible because the aspect ratio would be way out of whack on the video. But anyway, this is me playing on my rig, playing some RuneScape 3. I don't really play this game at all, but I heard that RuneScape 3 was officially released. And as you can see right now, I'm playing around with the customizable interface, one of the many features that have been introduced with RuneScape 3. You can see that with Nvidia Surround, or with any sort of 3-monitor experience, that this type of game, specifically these types of ability bar MMOs, are really good for 3-monitor setups where you can move around things onto the ulterior displays, so your middle display is completely unobstructed from any sort of interface options. I would say that pretty much RuneScape 3 is perfect for anyone who has a 3-monitor setup and wants to play an MMO with abilities. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of the abilities on this game, or really how this game has taken course, but that's for a whole nother video, or maybe at the end of the video we'll get into that more. Now, as you can see, the video is zoomed in a bit, and you cannot see the right half and the left half of those 2 displays on the left and right hand side. The reason why is because, believe it or not, if you zoom out a little bit, half of the display is completely black, and I think the reason for that is because, of course, RuneScape's developers, or Jagex, they probably don't have 3-monitor gamers in mind, which means that the width distance that you can render out is, for some reason, limited. And really the only way to fix that is for someone to come in with a widescreen fixer plugin. I'm not sure if there's any out right now. I looked around a little bit, couldn't really find one. So I'm sure down the road in the future they will release a widescreen fixer that will work for, of course, RuneScape 3. But at this point in time, I believe there is no solution. And if you have one, comment it below so I can hopefully put it in the description. And if you want to check in the description, maybe you'll see it. And as you can see, RuneScape 3 does look pretty nice. The water looks really cool. And it only adds more to the, the thing about RuneScape 3 is there's definitely beautiful landscapes. And when you zoom out all the way on one display, it really doesn't show it that well. But when you zoom out all the way on 3 displays, you can really see everything. And you can also notice that when you're playing with 3 monitors on RuneScape, you can see a lot more around your area. So for example, say you're PKing and someone's about to sneak up on you, it's really good to be able to see on 2 other monitors to the left of you a little bit more. I think it really does add to the game experience a little bit. Now, as you can see, I'm doing some combat. I wanted to have a little bit of action going on. So I just basically walked through the Taverley dungeon, and I basically killed whatever I could find and tried to get some things going on. And, RuneScape 3, on my rig, which is dual 670s, it runs very, very smoothly. But I'm sure that, for other people, they may have some issues with it because it is a little bit graphics intensive at times. I would recommend switching to DirectX if you have a GPU, like an Nvidia or an AMD GPU. Switch to DirectX. You could find that option, I believe, in the settings straight under graphics. And I would also recommend just maxing it out completely, because really there's nothing that's too graphics intensive on here. There's really no anti-aliasing on this game that really will kill your graphics card's memory, which is really beneficial for most gamers. And to be honest, you really don't need anti-aliasing on this game. There's not too many crazy curves that are apparent. So I guess I really enjoyed the experience of playing RuneScape 3 and testing out the new interface features. I really do wish they had the option of going back to the old combat system though, because it's really the only thing that was lacking in this game, in my opinion at least. I also find it weird that they made every single place in RuneScape multi-combat, so as you can see, I'm pretty much like fighting with bots here to get the kills on these blues, which was a little bit disappointing. It's really cool that you can have your skills open, as well as your inventory, as well as your spells, as well as your prayers, etc., etc. And you can also resize these windows. So if you notice on the bottom right, I resized the skill bar, or, well, not skill bar, the skills bar, to be sort of one little skill per column, and, no wait, per row, 1 skill per row, with a long column that I could scroll up and down on, which is very convenient that you can have your skills sitting there and you can watch your XP potentially. Now you can see I'm killing some black demons, which look a lot different from when I used to play. But nonetheless, he actually gave me a little bit of a fight. It was kind of difficult to kill him, but eventually I got there. Now in terms of any sort of like graphical bugs on 3-monitor RuneScape 3, there's really none. I haven't seen any sort of weird like glitchy moments, and I tried a lot of things with like menus and interfaces. So all around, I really think that the 3-monitor experience for RuneScape 3 is really fun and enjoyable. I really do hope that they do fix the widescreen bug where the right and left monitors are cut off a little bit. But that's a common error that's found in a lot of games that aren't really made with 3-monitor gamers in mind, mainly because 3-monitor gamers aren't the most common breed of gamers out there. I would say that it does give an advantage to players, but I don't think it's an unfair advantage. I think the advantage is very minuscule. I mean, if you're a big RuneScape 3 player, I wouldn't go out and buy better graphics cards and try to get 3 monitors going. It's really not as beneficial as you think. But if you have the capacity to do it, and you do have a 3-monitor setup, it's worth giving it a try and maybe trying out this game if you've never played it before. Now that we're about halfway through the video, I kind of want to talk a little bit about my impressions of RuneScape 3 for all of my fans who are RuneScape fans, I guess, and who want me to do more RuneScape videos. RuneScape 3 is it's very cool. It's not a bad game. The game is relatively enjoyable, and I would say that the graphics are beautiful. I would say the way everything works is great, and the GUI is awesome. It's really cool that you can move around everything and customize it like in other MMOs. But the thing about it for me, at least me personally, is I don't enjoy the game because it's not my style of game. I've played many MMOs. I've played Terra Online. I've played WoW. I've played all the Diablos, essentially. I've also played a few, like, no-name MMOs that are really small, like from Korea and things like that. And, to be honest, I just never really enjoyed the style. I don't enjoy having to teeter around with abilities constantly. I think it gets boring and repetitive. And a lot of people will laugh at that because I do enjoy the old RuneScape, which is boring and repetitive. But I'd say 90% of the reason why I like RuneScape is because it was one of the first games I really got into and really found addicting. And that nostalgia will never go away, as far as I'm concerned, which is why I do enjoy the older version of RuneScape. And I had a feeling all this would happen to RuneScape. I remember when I was younger, I don't know if you guys remember as much as I do, but a lot of us used to speculate on what Jagex would do in the future. And this is like pretty much what I saw. I saw customizable interfaces, I saw full screen, I saw better graphics. And they've pretty much done it all. I mean, it took a while. It took like 6 years, 7 years from when we were predicting these things. But they did it. And, I'm proud of what they've done. But I do wish they were a little bit more versatile with their combat system and your ability to choose. Because I know there's a lot of people out there who do want to play this game and do want to enjoy it. But it's hard to when the combat system is so different than what we're used to and what we're nostalgic about. And overall, to be honest, I really do think the game is fun, but it's definitely not a game I could jump back into. For one, I had like a few billion coins on my account at one point, and I pretty much got rid of all of them. And it's mainly because I pretty much got bored of the game and said I was quitting for good. And I don't really think that's going to change anytime soon. So anyway, we're ending off here on a beautiful beach in Cather Bay. And you can see the water just looks fantastic. This is not the HTML version, of course, with the long draw distance, but maybe in the future when they implement that into the full game, I will give it a shot, because right now it's a bit buggy. Anyway, that is it. As I teleport off to Edgeville, I'm going to leave you guys off with a little bit of me walking around in Edgeville. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more like this in the future, like and comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.